Dear brothers and sisters, today we celebrate the feast day memorial of St. Boniface, bishop and martyr. St. Boniface lived in the 8th century. He was born in the UK, and he was a Benedictine monk. He was elected abbot of his monastery, but he forsook that. He declined that election because he felt that he was called to evangelize. And so he left that particular monastery and set out to evangelize the Germanic tribes, the peoples of modern-day Germany. That's why he's venerated today by Germans as the apostle of the Germanic peoples. St. Boniface was eventually martyred for the faith. He suffered the martyrdom that we call red martyrdom, the martyrdom of blood. That's why on the feast day of a martyr we wear red vestments. Yesterday I had the great privilege and honor of being present at a mass at Notre Dame Cathedral that was celebrated by Cardinal Raymond Burke. And after that, he was present at the Met Gala. He was the guest of honor, and he really gave a brilliant speech about faith and martyrdom. He spoke about what we call the red martyrdom, or the red martyrs, those who were martyred explicitly out of hatred for the faith because they professed the Catholic faith and refused to abandon the faith. These are the martyrs that we usually celebrate in the liturgy. But recently, we have, for example, with St. Maximilian Kolbe, the Church declaring St. Maximilian Kolbe to be a martyr, and yet we don't wear red vestments on his feast day, we wear white, because he is another category of martyrs that the Church has recently begun to understand better. These are not those who were killed explicitly for the faith, who were martyred explicitly out of hatred for the faith, but these are the ones who died out of charity. And so St. Maximilian Kolbe was given the title Martyr of Charity because, of course, as you know, he died because he substituted his own life in the concentration camp for the life of a father of a family, so that that family wouldn't lose their father and their spouse. He decided to give his own life instead. And so he was given by the Church the title Martyr of Charity. Well, based on what Cardinal Burke was saying yesterday at the gala, I think that we can say that there's a third category of martyrdom. They're all linked to the faith, of course, but they express themselves in a different way. I think we can call these the martyrs of truth, especially in today's society that's so relativistic when it comes to truth. We live in a politically correct world where it's wrong to say this is the truth. Not just this is what I believe, but this is the truth, objectively speaking. And anyone who's tried to do that can tell you that right away they'll be either persecuted or at the very least they'll be pushed aside, saying, well, how can you say this is the truth? This is your truth. I have my truth. We all have our own truth. And so truth becomes relative. That's what Pope Benedict called the dictatorship of relativism. In other words, everyone is entitled to their own truth. The only truth you're not entitled to is to say that there is a truth that's objective and true and that applies in every situation. And if you say that, of course, you can be accused of hate speech. And so there is today more and more we see in society what we can call martyrs of truth. People who have the courage to stand up for the truth, to say the truth, not of course in a hateful way, but to say it with charity and love, and yet who know that they will be opposed for the simple fact that they are saying the truth and not compromising on that truth. That's the situation that the Church finds herself in today, whenever she speaks especially about moral truths, but even doctrinal truths. When she speaks about truth in the area of sexual morality, or truth about family, or truth about marriage, or the dignity of the human person, she's very often persecuted and ridiculed and told that she's being hateful and spiteful. Whereas we know that when we speak the truth, so long as we do it with charity, it's the only loving thing that we can really do. Because Jesus said, I am the truth. And we want all peoples to enter into that truth that is Christ, that universal truth. We want all peoples to embrace that truth. And so we have a duty as Christians and as Catholics to evangelize and bring the truth to others. Of course, in a very charitable way, but not backing down and not just turning aside and saying, well, I won't speak because of fear of persecution. We do need to speak, but with great charity, and we have to have the courage to know that if we proclaim the truth, then God will bless us. Because proclaiming the truth is another way of proclaiming the gospel. Because the gospel is Jesus Christ, and Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So let us pray for that grace today in a special way, especially since today we're celebrating the feast of the martyr, St. Boniface.